Hi, and welcome back to the Fabulous Test. We are on the last letter, so if you're following in order, we are on S. If you're not going in any order, that's okay, but we are in the letter S, which stands for silhouette or style. And what I really want to press upon you with this style tip is it's really important that when you're looking for something to purchase or keep in your wardrobe, you need to make sure that that garment works for your specific body type. Each one of you has a body type, you were born with it, and even as you move away from your ideal weight, whether it's heavier or lighter, your body type is still the same. Your challenge areas either get a little bit more challenging or less challenging depending on where your weight is. But once you realize that and embrace that in your specific body type, it'll make things so much easier, because then you can realize what body type you are, find out what strategies, wardrobe strategies, dressing strategies that I can provide for you, so that you know when you see a piece, okay, that's not going to work for my body type, and just move on and find something that works great for your body type. And I know maybe you might not understand this with the body types and different styles and silhouettes, but you certainly know when you put on a piece and it doesn't feel right. And sometimes that's because the silhouette and style just doesn't work inherently with your body type. So there's 4 body types that I work off. First is a straight or boyish, then there's an hourglass, an inverted triangle, and pear shape. Okay, so I'm working off of those. I've got some examples here to illustrate this point, so that you need to know your body type, and then based on that there are certain strategies, things that you can look for in a garment that will dictate if it's going to work with your body frame, body type, or not. So let's start with our first example here. I mentioned one of the body types is a boyish or straight, and more of the population has this than not. And basically you have shoulders and your hips are in alignment with each other, and your waist tends to be larger out of proportion than the rest of your body. And so this is someone who usually doesn't have a lot of curves. But I have a dress here that illustrates a silhouette. This is a straight silhouette. Even though I do have some seams here in the dress, they're princess seams, which can create the illusion that you have a little bit more curves. This dress is a straight silhouette, and this would work great for a boyish body type. This would not work well on someone who has a pear shape or hourglass. Okay, because their challenge area is the hip area, and you need to fit that and then have the rest of the dress accommodate for their body type as well. Okay, our second dress here, this is more for the hourglass. Okay, so someone who has an hourglass has the same proportion shoulders and hips. They have a defined waist, whereas their counterpart, the straight boyish, has no defined waist. And as you can see in the dress, there is no defined waist. It's straight up and down. So with the hourglass, okay, this is a typical example of a wrap dress, a Diane von Furstenberg dress, in that a knit works well with an hourglass. So you've got the shoulders and hips that are in proportion, but you have a defined waist. Where this won't work so well on the straight or boyish, because it's got the wrap at the waist, which is not defined on the narrow or boyish, straight or boyish. So 2 different silhouettes. When we're talking about silhouette, that's the outer shape of the garment. Okay, then there are certain styles also within silhouettes that can work better and best. We're talking about that silhouette for your body type. Okay, and the last here would work great on an inverted triangle. So an inverted triangle is where you have the shoulders are larger in proportion with the hip area. And if you can see this silhouette, it's got the opposite effect. It starts here where the shoulders are proportioned, and it's actually like an A-line if you want to think about it for you to see. So it helps create the illusion that your hips are more in proportion with your shoulders. Works great with a boyish or straight as well, because your hips are not a challenge. Okay, so there are different silhouettes and styles that are going to inherently work better and best on your body type. So again, find out what your body type is, then stick with me, because I'm going to show you some dressing strategies, wardrobe strategies, and certain things to look for certain things to stay away from. So that way you can just avoid so many costly mistakes and cut and reduce your shopping time in minutes, because you're going to know what to look for. So it's, again, just taking these little baby steps a little bit at a time and incorporating them into your regular routine, and eventually you're going to be building a smart, functioning, winning wardrobe. So that's my fabulous test. Certainly go and review them and watch them as much as you like to. It's all about educating yourself. Information is power. Finding out what works for you. So I hope you enjoyed. Certainly if you have any questions, let me know. You can contact me at info@imagebygwen.com. Thank you.